Greeting, YouTube viewers, JathanTribune. I had another rapture dream. Um, kind of awkward. There's an awkward part in there that I don't get, but I'm seeking the Lord for interpretation of that. So the dream, I appeared in this building, and I don't know exactly what I was doing, but all of a sudden, whatever I was doing, I end up looking up to the window, to the left side, like a big window, but it looked like, it didn't have no glass there. It was just like a window. And I seen like building structures up in the sky in clouds. You know, it was just showing like, half of the buildings. Man, I ran outside and I started seeing people flying up in the air. And man, I lifted up my hands and I started flying up too. Because it was the rapture. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I was so happy. And in my mind, I was like, yes, man, I made it. I'm going to finally get to see Jesus face to face and reign with him forever and ever and walk around heaven with him, caught up in his bosom. Man, get to meet all of the disciples and everything, Then all of a sudden, halfway up, man, I started descending back down, and like, but so I'm back down on the earth, and all the other people, they looking up, but I noticed, when I first was, when I came outside, people were flying up, but they almost looked like, slightly cartoonish, not all the way cartoon, but just a little bit, but they wasn't changing into their white garments. One guy I saw, the white guy I saw, he had on like long sleeve, black or blue shirt and some jeans, and it almost looked like what everybody was wearing. And some people, after you didn't see, but it wasn't like a bunch of people flying up in the air either, and some people like went back to what they were doing, and I think there was like a commotion, a further distance away from me, but one, I don't know why I descended back down. Two, why wasn't it like Jesus in the air? Was it buildings in the air? And in the rapture, we're going to be changing the twinkling of an eye. So, we're going to have our new transformed bodies and have our garments. So, I don't get why the people were just flying up with long sleeve shirts, and like all of them had on the same thing. I don't get it. Because I always pray to the Lord for divine revelation of dreams and to prophesy and, to be shown visions and stuff. I don't know if he was letting me know I'm going to be in the rapture, and then I'm back on earth, and then he was going to show me what's going to happen after the rapture. I don't know. Told my brother about it, and he said maybe just the Lord showing you that the rapture is about to happen. And don't know, but I mean, I didn't have like a bad feeling when I flew up into the air. I know that I was excited. I wasn't worrying about nothing, and I was happy. I knew I was set. Otherwise, I wouldn't have flown up in the air. And when the rapture happens, if you get caught up in the air, you get caught up in the air. I don't see the only thing that I could think of why a person would fly back down, but it doesn't talk about that in the Bible. But only thing I'm thinking of is, remember Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot and his wife and his kids, and how God told them to leave, and it was only 4 of them too. God told him not to look back, and soon fire and brimstone started raining down. What his wife do? She looked back at their judgment, and then she turned into a pillar of salt. But that's the only reason why I would think, even like Peter, when Jesus was walking on the water, you know, he asked the Lord, allow him to come to him. He said, "Come." He was walking on water, but keep in mind that the wind, it was already a boisterous wind that was blowing. And when they saw Jesus, they thought it was a ghost. Fear not, for it is I. And he said, "Lord, if it is you, allow me to come." He said, "Come." So Peter walking on the water, and he walking to Jesus, and then that wind came back into the picture, and he remembered the wind, and then he started to sink. See, so the only that's the only thing I could really think of, just going off of that from the Bible. But when I was flying up in the air, I was looking down, I was looking straight up. So I was happy. I was like this Superman. Happy too. I was like halfway up in the air too. Came back down. So if anybody has any other interpretations on what they think, what else it can mean, feel free to leave comments. Thank you for watching. Peace be unto you.